that's why we
Yo, we are back. Episode, I don't know what the episode is. I think it's 21 of season 2 of Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. Yeah. 21. Season 2 of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show hosted by this one word, C-Micah, and that one over there, Mr. Robert Dean. Hit my gun.
Yeah, man.
We glad, gracious, and very, very, very happy. Very happy to be here. Y'all for another Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. D, what's up, sis? Glad to see you here.
What's up, D?
Always appreciate your support and everything you do for us, for real. With that being said, man, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you decide to watch us, man, do what you see on the screen. Go ahead and hit that like button. Next, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the Not the Same Podcast. And lastly, hit that notification bell. Wherever you're watching us from, man, don't be rebellious. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Give it a follow. If you're watching us on other channels or whatever, man, hey, support them and support us. Salute to everybody that support us, man. But, hey, come on over here and support us, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We want to give a shout-out to our rebroadcasters, man. Listen, shout-out to our MTMV Sports famo. You dig what I mean? Also, Live Show TV and His Hop Radio and Podcast Network for supporting whatever form of the Not the Same Podcast, be it sports, Bible study, or our faith and music show that we do every Thursday. You dig what I'm saying? So shout out to our rebroadcasters. That's how it is, and that's how it looks.
You are appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I said you are appreciated.
You are appreciated. Tupac boys.
First thing popped to my head. That was the first thing that popped to my head as soon as I said it.
We in the vein, brother.
Hey, we brothers.
You my brother for real.
All right, man. Let's go and get to what's popping, man.
Get it.
We cancel ourselves. Somebody tell me what's popping. What is popping? There's so much going on in sports right now, man. Listen. Let's not worry about this order right here, man. First thing I want to get to, bro, I know what we say is, it says the NBA. I'm going to change it to one day to just news because we got news for all type of sports. And I ain't got enough characters, kind of like on Twitter, to put everything up there. But let's start with Willie Mays, man. Legend passed, I believe it was yesterday.
Yesterday, age of 93.
93 years old, man. Revolutionized baseball. I give the little things I know about him. Number one, 660 home runs. And this man played almost 40 years, man. He played a long time. He was awesome. Center fielder, one of the best ever. Everybody looked up to him. Everybody that gave their memoirs and talking about him was basically in tears. You know, all the greats. Barry Bonds. Yeah. He was Barry Bonds' godfather.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? He what you just say, Junior?
Ken Griffey Jr., man.
Had a very impassioned speech about him, man. And his man had that many home runs and missed 2 years because of going to the military. My man was a serious beast. Serious beast.
Man.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen, man, he was in a club of his own. My man had 50 homers. Again, R.I.P. to Willie Mays, man. He had 50 homers, 20 triples, but he's the only person in MLB history to get both in the same year. You can have 50 homers and 20 triples, and there's about 30 players who did one or the other, but he's the only one who had 50 homers and 20 triples in one season.
12 golden gloves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Great on defense.
He was an all-star game starter 18 times.
Yeah.
It's golden glove defense, like C just said. Best of the best. It's only 3 members of the 3,000 hit club. He's one of them, and he's the only player in MLB history with at least 3,000 hits, averaging 300 batting average with 300 home runs and 300 stolen bases. It's just, and like C said, 660 homers, 338 steals. Look, he revolutionized baseball because for so long that sport was considered to be dominant by Caucasians, and he came in and he did what he did. Look, we show so much reverence to these people and the impact that they have when they pass away. Yeah, but I want to say this. The man was, when somebody passed away, we had Bill Walton pass away last week, if I'm not mistaken, and now this Willie Mays, it was different. Because the players came out to really, really talk about Willie Mays, where with Bill Walton, it was the analysts, most of them. I don't know if you noticed that or not. And that just goes to show you the impact that he had on his game and how he revolutionized things. Not taking anything away from Bill Walton, just understand what I'm saying. Analysts spoke more so about what Walton did, where players spoke. White, black, CC Sabalia, who's if I'm not mistaken, Dominican. Like he was well revered by the game of baseball, and that's the one thing I'll give baseball. They are very big on their tradition and their unwritten rules. So shout out to the MLB, man, for giving him the props that he so greatly deserves. And I'm sure they're gonna have a Willie Mays Day where everybody wears his number because this is just what they do, man.
You know, and the ironic thing, man, you know, he went on to be where he went on to be, man, but it happened on the Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? It gets celebrated on Juneteenth, where they're actually doing one of the first times they just recently brought back all the records from the Negro Leagues and put it within the baseball league. Remember, we talked about that like a couple of weeks ago. Now they're doing this big game down there in Alabama where he was born. You know what I'm saying? He did his first couple of years in the Negro League. I heard today, bro, he was playing in the Negro Leagues at 17, still in high school. That boy was cold. You know what I'm saying? I also heard he was a dual sport player. He was a quarterback in high school. Come on, dog. Things were different back in them days, man. And then I didn't know until today that the Giants were originally in New York. In San Francisco. I didn't know that. You know, I just found that out. And people followed, and a lot of Giants fans migrated from New York, kind of like the Dodgers did as well. So, man, you know, just hats off to a legacy, and it was very good learning about this man. I've heard of him, but I didn't know the levels of honor and respect that he garnered, you know, amongst the whole sports world. And sports world stopped this morning when I heard that. And I was like, okay, this man, he different.
He different.
Yes, sir.
He different. And the other thing I want to say about that, man, look, if we have any MLB fans, forgive us. You know what I mean? I know Daryl Shanley, he used to, Mr. Analytical himself used to come on the show sometimes, and he's a big baseball fan. What I will say is this. Look, man, we're learning. And as you look at the baseball, because C and I are big playoff baseball fans. I'm not going to lie to you. 162 is a little bit too much for the kid. You dig what I mean? Like I can't do it. You know what I mean? But when we get to the playoffs, is that, and to look at everything that he's did, he had 24 amazing stats on him. I can't name all 24, but what I will do is say salute, man. Salute.
Big salute.
Because he impacted the game of baseball.
Salute to a great career. Salute to a great life. 93 years is a long time to live. A lot of people
long time to live, man.
So salute to Mr. Willie Mays, man. NBA latest news. Let's go, bro.
NBA latest news. There's a lot going on with the NBA, man. The Celtics win their 18th franchise championship. Sorry, Lakers fans. Y'all are no longer tied. They won. They have the most with 18 championships in NBA history. You know what that means? 10-4 hat time. The Lakers will win next year. No,
one time for the Celtics. They got it done. Hey, Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Hey, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let you go, bro.
Yeah.
Including me, have always been one like, this ain't going to work. You know, it doesn't make sense. You know, Tatum is too passive or whatever. Hey, they got it done. My man got a chip. My slander for Tatum stopped that day. My man got a chip. It's over. Because my man got a chip. He played big in that game. Now, I know Jaylen Brown got the MVP. He deserved it. But Tatum was right there with him. And, hey, you know, I don't care how he be a little corny sometimes, man. Skip all that. My man got a rain on these folks. So big salute. He from right here in the Lou. Go ahead, bro.
He from here in the Lou. I want to say this, and then I'm going to run through some of the things that happened with this championship for the Celtics.
Yeah.
My bad, Tatum, because salute to you, man.
Big
single parent. You went to a private school, clean cut. You don't have no the drama. Grit that everybody talk about because you're not, but you're an assassin on the court. And I'm gonna say that because sometimes I think we tend to if you don't have dog in you a certain way, if you don't look a certain way, you slept on. And I want to say, because on this show we did you like that. I'm not gonna lie, we did. But I had to remember, hold on, man, that's not how he was brought up. They made sure he had the best of whatever. Mama sacrificed, dad was there, or whatever the case may be. And they made sure he was clean cut and not in the inner city. And this is the product, and he became a champion. Tatum also became the first player out of the likes of Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, Steph, KD to win a championship before the age of 26. So he in the own stat of his own. And in this championship, Sam Cassell won a chip with the Celtics in 2008. and he won another one this year as a coach, making him a 4-time champion. Remember, he got back-to-back with the Rockets. Yeah. Holiday won the chip his first season with the Bucks, and guess what? His first season with the Celtics. So Holiday is doing his thing. It was a lot of stuff being broke in this particular series for the Celtics. And again, I want to go on notice. I never hated Tatum. I wanted him to have a little more dog, but he scored 31 in that championship, and I don't care what nobody say. Tatum, hey, look, man, you graceful. We be looking for grit so much that we forget.
Right.
But he graceful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other news, me and my brother.
Before you move on from there, man, let me say this too, man. Salute to the Celtics for keeping them together.
No doubt.
In a time where everybody blow it up. It's not working, blow it up. They stuck together. They stuck with them dudes.
Did.
Them two been together for years. Now the ancillary pieces changed out. They had to let Marcus Smart go that you would have never thought would have happened. They had to let some other people go that you thought was core pieces. But them two, they stuck with them. They didn't give up, and it paid off. So salute to him. Salute to Brad Stevens as the GM. Salute to I think Whit Babcock that own the team and the Celtics. Listen, man, I know there's a weird history and all that, but they're an awesome organization. You got to give it to them. They've been good. They've done it in all different eras. You know what I'm saying? So big salute,
when Danny Ainge was in that front office, he was doing stuff that was like he was doing and making the moves to get these pieces in there. Also, man, I want to say this. Pistons, thank you.
You, Mr. G.
Thank you, Pistons, for finally listening to me and my brother saying, why is Monty Williams still a coach? They finally fired this one.
Thank you, Pistons. Thank you, Pistons. About time.
Thank you, Pistons, because you're stunting the growth of some of your young players who have great potential where the coaches just wasn't doing it. And guess what, though? Because Monty Williams ain't tripping. They still owe that one word $65 million. He ain't mad he got fired on his day off. He still got $65
That boy good.
He good. You hear me?
Yes,
no Usher. Anyway,
no
Jimmy
Usher.
Butler also. Jimmy Butler is now in trade rumors.
Oh, no. For real?
Yeah. To include the Lakers, Knicks, and the 76ers, they talking to, the Miami Heat looking like, do we need to make moves? Whatever the case may be. If Jimmy goes back to the Sixers, Celtics, I'm sorry, it's a wrap.
That's a good move. If that happens.
It's a wrap.
Be a problem if that happens. Yes.
If that happens, it's a wrap. And also, the NBA has decided they're going to make the draft a 2-day draft, so we're not up all late at night. And it's going to be a 2-day event starting from now on. I guess the first round will be the day one, second round will be day two. And I think they're really doing this, if you're asking me, to make a big deal for Bronny. That's just my opinion. Because he's not going to be a first round guy.
Yes. Jesus.
That's it for the NBA news.
What other news you got, bro? I got it all listed up there, but
No, it's all good. I got boxing news, man. Look, in the 100th championship fight at the MGM Grand, Gervonta Tank Davis knocks out Frank Martin in the 8th round to retain his WBA super featherweight, his WBA regular superweight, and super lightweight titles, as well as his IBF super featherweight title. If you did not see that fight, hey, let me tell y'all something. It was a treat. Gervonta was losing the first half, the first 6 rounds. Hey, looked like my man Martin was about to make it happen. 7th round, bing, bing, bing.
Night.
8th round, ever go night. And that's exactly the way it happened. And we'll get more into that a little later. UFL playoffs, man. They decided to bring it to St. Louis because the Battlehawks fans are so passionate, and we were selling out, and it didn't go like we thought. It was seats still left. You want to know why one words? Because the Battlehawks were playing.
Right.
Battlehawk fans, not UFL fans. Anyhow, Birmingham Stallions, they dominated the season all year long. They went 9-1. They had the best record in the league. They beat everybody. The one week that they lost, I think they had 2 key injuries to their running back and their wide receiver. But they won the inaugural UFL championship, 25-0 against San Antonio Brahmas, who beat the Battlehawks to get to the championship. And shout out to them Birmingham Stallions, man, and winning
Birmingham,
that championship. Bro. Birmingham. I didn't mean to say. I'm still looking at Brahmas.
Brigham Young.
Yeah. Birmingham. My bad. I think it's June 10th, and I can't say Birmingham. I repent. To all my woke brothers and sisters, I repent. I'm sorry. Don't cancel me. I didn't mean it. Oh, my.
Bro, is that all the news? Lord Jesus.
No, bro.
Please, let's wrap this up.
Gotta have fun. Last but definitely not least, man, WNBA news. Listen.
Okay.
Power rankings: the Connecticut Sun 13-1, New York Liberty 12-3, Minnesota Lynx 11-3. At number 4 is the Seattle Storm, and then you have the Mercury. Who's out of that are the Aces. Me and C talked about this. I think the Aces, they're 2-time back-to-back champions, and it's like most champions. Okay, Chelsea Gray a little hurt, we a little beat up, we tired back-to-back.
Yeah.
We're going to chill a little bit because we know we still got to do this Olympic thing. Let's not go too hard. We got to go to the Olympics, come back. Let's get back to it. I'm not worried about the Aces quite yet. You dig what I'm saying? It's a lot going on this season. It's going to be a pause within the season because of the Olympics. We'll see what happens. The Commissioner Cup Championship game, Liberty 12-3 versus the Lynx 11-3, have been moved from the Barclays Center to the UBS Arena over on Long Island due to the NBA draft. So we'll look at that. Speedy recovery to our rookie Cameron Brink.
Prayers up to her.
Yeah, prayers up to her, man. She tore her ACL. And last Sunday, for everybody who be hating.
Come on, bro.
Last Sunday, let me tell y'all what happened with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And I'm not talking about the flagrant foul. That was a legit play. And the only reason it was a flagrant because she hit her head. So miss me with this racism stuff. Please. Let me tell you what ended up happening with that. That was the most watched game in WNBA history in 23 years. Yes. 23 years. You know what that means? Neither Caitlin nor Angel was even born the last time these type of ratings happened in the WNBA. You dig what I'm saying? They weren't even born yet. They were still swimming. And you'll get it later. And I'll leave it at that. That's your WNBA news.
Let's get into the soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
All right, this is every week, Rob, wear a white shirt and I got to move the timer. Lord Jesus,
brother, but it's still coming through so crispy because the one where it washes his clothes. Go ahead.
Bless the Lord. All right, this is our soapbox segment with me and Rob. Go off for 2 minutes on whatever's on our mind. Rob normally talk about sports. I normally talk about like whatever. And we go for 2 minutes. When it's over, you hear a buzzer that sounds a little bit like this right here. As tradition, I always let my brother Rob go first. My brother, is you ready?
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Check this out, man. Sports is the one thing where bigots, feminists, racists, gays, straight, or however you identify come together and celebrate one common thing, which is the sporting event that they're all attending. It's the grand thing about sports, man. Sure, you have your diehard fans and rivals and all that. But when it's all said and done, if you root for the same squad, all those personal differences, good, goes out the door for the sake of the game. With that being said, some of you WNBA fans, listen, you're doing your best to make yourselves and the sport that you have cheered on for so many years, 25 plus, to be exact, to make it like it's mine. You're acting like this little spoiled child that you don't want to let go. And I said this last week. I don't want you to play in my sandbox because you're proud and I'm a fan and I'm a true fan. Look, I want you to understand, and I'm going to say this, diehard WNBA fans, you want notoriety, you want to respect, and now it's that time. So like I said last week, welcome to the era of the casual fan. Let me tell you what casual fans get you. Views, ratings, sales, memorabilia, bandwagon, all of that stuff for the next hottest thing. And it puts you from here to here. You've been a diehard fan since the existence of the league. And now your league is starting to get casual fans. Run with the Caitlin story. Run with the Reese story. Run with what Taurasi had to say. Run with the Aces and everything that's going. Diehard fans, embrace the casual fan. Because that's the one who's going to get you there. Because if it was the diehard fans that were going to get you there, you would be there.
Right.
It's the casual fans to make things work. Look, don't miss the layup, WNBA diehard fans. Embrace these one words and run with it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard.
Very good, brother. I agree. My soapbox is this. Listen, Rob kind of touched on this in the opening of the show. Jason Tatum, hats off to you. Listen, Rob touched on it earlier. A lot of times we want players to be so thuggish. One of my favorite players is Ja Morant. John Moran is not on no commercials right now because he actually act like the image that he was trying to act like. In other words, he kind of played the role what he really probably ain't. You know what I'm saying? With that little toy gun, right? Tatum got to play in the finals. And we talking about, man, he ain't hard enough. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got enough dog and all that. But he played in the finals. He been in the finals, 4 times? And he's like 25? You know what I'm saying? So I want to make a public apology. My Rob already did it, but I'm going to take my soapbox and say, look, man, my bad, OG. I know he young, but basketball OG. My bad, young OG. Salute. I know everybody say, you was raised by Kobe. Kobe was your idol, and he ain't got the same mama mentality. What if he does and he just don't have a mean demeanor? There's some people that just don't come off as mean. But I saw him barking that night, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, boy.
I saw him barking a little bit that night. I saw him puffing his chest a little bit that night, man. And that and one thing he has that nobody can ever take from that man, that boy got a ring. Everybody ain't got no ring. You know what I'm saying? People can have a scoring title. You can be all NBA. When you get through with all that, dog, my man got that ring. Like they say when it comes to women and marriage and man and marriage, don't mean a thing. You ain't got that ring. He got that ring. And he did it. He did it as a team in Boston. They did it all together, but he is the key player. Listen, he may not have had a great finals or the great playoffs. He had a great season, though. They won at a 60% percentage, bruh. 60%. You know what I'm saying? And he was the best player. Nobody ever doubted was he the best player. Now, he may not be the most aggressive. He must not be the most player or whatever. But, man, when you get through all that, do you got a ring? I got an answer for that.
No.
All right, on to the next thing. Now, before I get into this thing, I must address my brother, Mr. G over there getting mad because Tatum won. Hold on, let me find. All right, here we go. All right, this is how the debate feud say when me and Rob go back and forth for 5 minutes on particular subjects like you saw previewed on the screen. When it's over, you have a buzzer that sounds a little bit like this. Sometimes there are real debate feuds where me and Rob totally disagree. Sometimes we just bounce ideas. You never know. Before we get started, Mr. G, I'm sorry they won, bro. I'm sorry. We got to give it to him.
He's from the Lou, my guy.
I'm saying, but it's not just because he's from the Lou. He played good. I'm sorry.
He played good. He had 31 in that last game, brother.
They won. You know what I'm saying? They won by 5. It was a gentleman's sweep. If it was even a gentleman's sweep. And Larry Rogers, you said, I had to go back to that. Larry Rogers said before we get started, man, I'm learning so much about sports watching y'all brother's show before watching this podcast. I was playing basketball trying to make a touchdown. That boy's stupid.
I don't know if that was Rogers or Reverend Rufus with that one, brother.
All right,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Were the Celtics so great that we didn't realize that they were great? Were the Celtics so great implied this year that we didn't realize that they were great? This is what I mean by this because I came up with this question. Mm-hmm. The Celtics been good so long it probably got boring to everybody. And we forgot that they were good because in the Eastern Conference playoffs, they basically swept and ran through everybody. You know what I'm saying? So much so, remember everybody on national media was saying, were they even tested? Did they even go through any trials? And maybe they was just that good, dog. They won at over 60% percentage this year. They was blowing everybody out. They won 60-something games. It shouldn't have been a shock they won the chip. Go ahead, bro.
Listen, the Celtics went 16-3 in this playoff run. Round 1, they faced my beloved Heat. Butler was out. But when it's all said and done, they won. Second round, Donovan Mitchell went out. Jared Allen went out, got injured. Yeah. They handled their business. That third round, if y'all don't remember, Pacers. It's going to be the Pacers. And they got swept. Because what happened? Halliburton and I think somebody else, they got hurt. And they was out. Yeah. Then we got to the finals, right? I don't want to hear Luka was hurt. Luka broke records, dog. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, sir.
You don't tell me somebody is injured and he's not 100%, and he broke NBA records in these NBA finals. Yes. And I'll get more into that a little later. So for me, they faced the people they were supposed to face. They handled their business, and they won 63 games in the regular season. And I think we do forget about that because they just wasn't exciting and and doing all this stuff.
They're not.
They were a clean cut team that won. Even Jaylen Brown with the dog that he got in him on his game, they still was clean cut. Nobody wanted to see them win, I don't think. I really don't think nobody wanted to see them win.
Here's the problem. They're not very athletic. Everybody's not super fast. Nobody's shooting deep threes, okay? People love Steph. Why? Because he's our height. Not really our height, but close to our height. Normal person's height, shooting from half court. They love that. Caitlin Clark, they love her because she's our height, literally, shooting from half court. Nobody's seen that in women's basketball. That's why they love her. LeBron, athletic, doing all these athletic feats. He could dunk all these type of ways. He's super cerebral. You know what I'm saying? And he athletic at the same time. Then you got, X-Man. Like my guy Ja, dunking on everybody. Everybody love to see that. Zion, same thing, dunking on everybody. They love to see that. None of that exists in the Celtics. You know what exists in the Celtics? Winning.
Basketball.
That's what exists.
Basketball.
Winning. Basketball. Yes. That is a complete team. Listen, Derek White, nice. Drew Holiday off the bench. Not off the bench. I'm talking about the fourth man on that team, basically?
Yeah.
The Marcus Smart replacement, and was much better.
Don't hate
Marcus Smart. I love Marcus Smart. More productive. He could have been MVP of this series as well. You know what I'm saying? Think about that, dog. It is crazy how well built that team was. And the moment Porzingis came out there, everything opened up, bro. Everything opened up. And this is what I mean about Porzingis. Porzingis he plays in the post now. He's not just shooting threes. He can turn around, face up. Now, his post is literally like free throw line because he's so big. But he turns, look straight at them, and shoot right over folks. Over and over. Remember that first game? Busting their tail, whole game because of him, and then blocking the shots. What if he was healthy? They definitely wouldn't have won a game. Definitely wouldn't have won a game. Nah, dog. I think they're great. I think they were better than what we thought because they weren't flashy. We talk about this a lot on this show. The NBA has been spoiled with superstars so much that when it's not an ultra superstar, they think it's not good. And that's not true. It's not true. It was good basketball. And the Mavericks were not that much more worse than the Celtics. The Celtics just were a better ran team, a more complete team. The Mavs were very good. But you also had this Kyrie problem happening too. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to say this. Shout out to the 494. You was on that show, and shout out to them and everybody, everything that's going over there, our peoples. But you made mention of this about this Celtics team. They're a complete team, and I think that's what we forgot, how complete. And Jason Tatum is a superstar. You know what I mean? And you said this on the show, and this is the point I want to make. You said, because I made the joke, he doesn't have a Mamba mentality, he has a garden snake mentality. You know what I mean? And Jaylen Brown, you said how Jaylen, he has the heart to bump up his talent. And I don't think nobody really catches what that means, meaning like my heart is bigger than what I can do, but I can make it happen. And when you see a complete team, the Pritchards coming off the bench and everybody, look, man, the ball movement was so great. And it's like Mr. G said in the comments, they were like the Spurs because the ball movement is so great. And that, he said
the Spurs.
Huh? No, the Spurs.
Like the Spurs. I get it.
Like the Spurs. That's how Boston played this year, like the Spurs. And you can choose whichever Spurs team you want. You dig what I mean? Because Duncan would dominate, but then Parker would get off. Then Ginobili would get off. Then you had this person over here, you know what I'm saying? I can't think of what Sean's last name is. But you had all these different people with the Spurs getting off, and that's what happened with Boston this year. It's a complete team. And like you said, it was boring. Even their highlight dunks was boring. But nobody was like, it wasn't out of your seat dunks, but they was still, dunking on cats' heads.
Yeah. Tatum, Miss G say Tatum might be this generation's Duncan. That's a very good point.
That's a good point.
That's a very good one, Mr. G.
Good guy.
Very good one. Yep.
Man, shout out to Taylor, man. He got elevated. Yeah. That's all I'm going to
say. and she got a baby bump. So, Salute to him.
Still some one words. Don't get it twisted.
I would say this, man. And he has no drama, man. Big salute to that brother.
No drama, man.
No drama.
Son
you never
in
hear
his
that man
life,
on tabloids.
Listen, I salute him because his son is at every single game.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, salute to you, my guy,
Big salute.
because
Big
yeah,
salute.
and it ain't for press.
No.
You know, press is first year, maybe second year.
Right.
Life is career.
Yeah, man. All right, next one, man. What went wrong for the Mavs, Mr. Davis?
I tell you what didn't go wrong. It wasn't Luka. Look, man, Luka was the NBA leader and playoff leader in points. That man had 635 boards, 208 assists, 178, and is only the second player behind who? The Joker to average all of this when the Joker did this last year in the championship run. Luka could have very well been the Jerry West of this era and got that NBA Finals MVP. But of course, they wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? As a loser is what I mean. Because Jerry West won it as a loser. R.I.P. Jerry West, another sports great. That's crazy. 3 of them, man. Anyhow, my point for this is nobody else showed up. Nobody.
That's right.
So don't give me Luka was hurt when Luka destroyed playoff history. You did? Go ahead, man.
I think I wanted to say something about Luka, but I'm going to go on Kyrie. What happened was Kyrie had to play in Boston. And Kyrie thought he was past his demons in Boston. He was not. He could not deal with those Boston fans.
Yeah.
He could not deal with them Boston fans. Look the way he played in Boston compared when he played in Dallas. He was a totally different player in Dallas. And I think Kyrie from what you hear, he's actually a very nice guy. He's actually a very good guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think what happens is I think this man is hurt by what he did, the way he acted there, and he can't take it back. Them fans ain't forgetting it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, 1 week he was like, yo, I would be back if y'all would have me. And the next week he was like, man, I'm going to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, where you at? It's Brooklyn in the house without a doubt. My man was out in the midnight.
Yeah.
And it made them mad. And Luka was not the player to light the fire in the Kyrie. Kyrie was the player to light the fire in the Luka because Kyrie is the older player.
Yeah.
If Kyrie would have had LeBron with him at this time, he would have balled out. If Kyrie would have had your guy, like Jimmy Butler, he would have balled out. He would have had one of them Kevin Garnett cussing them out. Oh, no, man. Kevin Garnett, man, F these folks, go in. He would have played. He didn't have that guy for that because he was the leader, and I think he was broken in that. Also, I say this about Luka. Luka broke all those records, but I think the biggest thing that hurt Luka in this series is this. He's not playing enough defense, and he's not in shape. Luka is awesome fat. Look at that, dog. He is that
not
awesome.
NBA shape.
No, he is that awesome, and he's fat. Think if he was in shape. And he just gave more effort. The times he gave, like the game in Dallas, when he gave effort on defense, he was sticking with Tatum, sticking with Brown. He actually stole Drew Holiday's ball. That was the time. He can't do it for long stints. He gets tired in the fourth quarter. Why? Because he's out of shape. If you read about Luka, like most foreign people, love beer. If you ever been outside the country, people love beer. It's very different in America. Americans like beer. Overseas, they drink beer at 13. You know what I'm saying? They grow up for real. Like I'm not being funny. Like
not exaggerating.
People drink beer. It's not the same like we treat it here. So, it's hard to keep yourself slim drinking beer like that, man. I think that was one of the problems. I think he got to get serious about his weight, about his health, and his conditioning.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing you can always respect about LeBron. LeBron ain't never been out of shape. Never. You ain't never seen that. And I know I think that's part of his Wolverine-ish gift. Some people got gifts, God-given gifts. One of his God-given gifts is just being healthy. But he also works on it. And I think Luka has to do that. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
No. That was a perfect thing. And something Mr. G said, all them stats and assists, it didn't help the team. And this is what we mean, folks, for casual NBA fans, when you hear somebody say empty stats. Luka broke all those records for empty stats because it didn't help his people. But Lively didn't really come through. Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't come through.
Nope.
Kyrie shot, I think, 15 for 26 in game 5. When they went home, they had a decent game at home, but it wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is this.
Yeah.
They need another player. That team needs a big 3. And what they need is a dominant. Lively can be this. Just hear what I'm saying. Gaffrey and Lively can be their bigs. That can be their 1 and 2. They need a consistent wing. I'm not saying a big 3 dominant player, but they have the Lukas. They have the Kyries. They need a wing that got a jumper. They got a ratchet that's consistent. You dig what I
Three-level
mean?
score. Yeah.
That's it. That's all they need.
Yeah.
They don't need another superstar. They just need a consistent
Right.
jumper. I'll give you an example. If he can get out of his head, and you send Clay if you send Clay to the Mavs at small forward and let him play that, there's your consistent. Because all he got to worry about is working on that, and that's it. Spot up jumper. That's all you got to do, like he used to do. All I need you to do is spot up and shoot, because both Luka and Kyrie is going to demand some type of double team and intention, and it leaves you open. And the Mavs didn't have that. They had the bigs, but they didn't have that consistent third score.
I want to bring up something Mr. G said. He said, why was Kid making love to Kleber? He is trash. And what he's trying to say, he kept Kleber on the floor. I think coaches and they get in love with the idea of a player. Maxi Kleber, before he got hurt, had a ratchet. He could shoot.
He did.
Very, very good. He was a big man.
Come back from it.
He never did come back from it. And the coach had in his mind, this is the way he played. That is the good thing and the bad thing about coaches. They stubborn. They real stubborn. A lot of good coaches are very stubborn.
Especially former players.
Yes, but the best coaches are malleable. And what I mean by that, they'll change. They see something ain't working, they change, they switch up. And that's what he should have did. Listen, this was a different team than Minnesota. You couldn't play the Celtics like they played Minnesota. They was the perfect matchup to beat Minnesota. Minnesota probably would have played the Celtics better than what Dallas is playing. They might have. You never know, because they had two big bigs that's active down there, especially Karl Anthony Towns would have been a big problem for them, because who going to stick him? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One that can actually do something down there, and then you got Gobert locking up the defense. It would have been a bigger thing. Or even definitely Denver would have been a bigger problem. But the NBA is all about matchups. Dallas had a better matchup for that team. They got them up out of there, and then when they got to the Celtics, it wasn't enough for them, because Lively is not grown enough to know how to deal with it. All he does is catch lobs, rebound, do a few blocks. Gafford has no post game, like Mr. G said earlier, and somebody with a post game would have helped them, because they could have abused Al Horford.
Yeah.
Al Horford is close to our age.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And you should be able to abuse him, but they didn't have nobody that was able to do that. But with that being said, man, hats off to the Mavs. They got there. They was a 5 seed that got all the way to the championship. Nobody expected that. Nobody saw that. And Luka will be back again. Luka is an all-time great player. There are levels to this. There ain't a lot of players on Luka level. And like I say, imagine when he gets in shape.
Though.
He needs discipline.
Because
he complains to the refs a lot. I heard Brian Windhorst talk about when he was 13, they still was saying, stop talking to the refs. So he's been doing this for years. But he going to have to get that and get some discipline in his life. And, I don't know. He just had a kid. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? But a few years, we'll see what happened with Luka, man. All right, man. What we going to next? Let's see here. What was the best series in the playoffs this year? Of all the series. What you think, bro?
Can I do East and West?
Sure. Let's go with East first.
East, I have to say Knicks and Pacers. Because let me tell you something. Them boys, that was like a 12-round heavyweight bout. Them boys was at each other's throats. Yes. And when it was all said and done, it came down to injuries that was the demise of the Knicks.
I agree.
And had Knicks stayed healthy. Let me explain something to y'all, folks. If the Knicks would have stayed healthy, I truly believe the Knicks would have went to the NBA Finals this year, because they had everything from Biggs and Brunson. Nobody was stopping Brunson this year. That was my best series in the East.
That's a good one too, Mr. G. Mr. G say Knicks Philly. That also was very, very good. But Philly was hurt, man.
Philly,
Embiid
and that's
hurt.
it.
Embiid was still hurt.
He was still hooping, but he was hurt. Yeah. That's why I didn't do Knicks Philly. But that Knicks Pacers game, that Knicks Pacers series to me was the best. I'm not knocking you. You still got the Knicks in there, so watch out for the Knicks. Who you had in the East, bro?
Yeah, I'll go with Knicks Pacers as well, man. Anything that involved the Knicks to me was this was their year. If the injuries wouldn't have happened, I agree with you. They would have been in the fight. I think they would have took Boston down. Jalen Brunson was an unstoppable force. Jalen Brunson literally is our height, and they cannot stop him.
No. Nobody
has stopped him. Jalen Brunson is not that fast. Jalen Brunson, he's decent, athletic. I think he got like a 38-inch vertical. So, but he's not above the rim player, though he could be. He doesn't play that way. He is old man, YMCA game, wear your butt out. Oh, you know what I'm saying? He got all the moves, all the up
Angles.
and unders, all the layups. That's an inside joke between me and Rob. He got all that. You know what I'm saying? And that team was good. DiVincenzo was stepping up. What's the big man? That's white, but look, he's actually black, but he looks white.
It started with an H or something like that. It wasn't Hernandez, was it? I can't think of his name.
Whatever, y'all. He used to play for the Clippers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, I put in there.
But it ain't really. It sounds like Frankenstein,
I think. Yeah, but him. Y'all know the one word we talking about. And he is the one word. But yeah, all of them, man. They just had. It was a team of destiny, man. I think they ran out, and although Tibbs played them a lot, I think they were starting to adjust to the way Tibbs coach.
Yeah.
So if they have a better offseason, if they keep them same players, they able to bring Haverstein back. Who else could be up on the team? I think everybody else they'll be able to keep. They keep to come back with that team gonna be a problem. And Randall will be back next year too. Now I wonder how he'll fit in.
So will OG and
that was a great addition.
That was the key.
You said it when it happened. Hardenstein, thank you, Mr. G. Yeah, you said it when it happened. I didn't see it, but nah, he was out there giving them problems, hurt with one leg. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, in the West, bro, what did you think?
In the West, man, by far the Nuggets and Wolves. Because the Wolves had me so they were down 20, my guy. Yeah. 20, game 7. And that gave me the respect of Anthony Edwards, where I prematurely deemed him the best in the West.
You and everybody else. They call him Baby Jordan and everything.
And you told me, no, he ain't won nothing. And sure enough, they got smacked in the mouth by the Mavs. But in the West, the best series was that Nuggets-Wolves game because we saw the Wolves coming into their own. And once they make their adjustments this offseason and do what they need to do, y'all better watch out for the Wolves. That wasn't no fluke. That was a complete team that, again, matchups matter. And if they're smart, they'll pick the matchups that they need for. They needed another score. That's what they needed.
I'm gonna come from a different point on there, man. I'm gonna say the Mavs Wolves was the best one to me, and because I did not expect it from the Mavs. Listen, I knew Luka is good, and I honestly, personally, this is me personally, not just my own. I wanted the Wolves to lose. Trust me, because I root for a young team. I ain't want them to go that far. Y'all go far, don't go that far.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my own personal bias. You know what I'm saying? But Anthony Edwards impressed me greatly this year. He grew by leaps and bounds. He became
no doubt.
He went from star to superstar. He is a bona fide superstar. Probably will most likely be one of the faces of the league. He has jumped way, way up. He has growing to do as well. That team, the only thing I fear about that team, they got a 1 or 2 year window because it's him and everybody else is old. It's him and it's the kid, the lone kid, the wing they got too, skinny guy. Them the only 2 young folks they really got on their team. I forgot his name. He just got.
I can't think of it now.
You know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I know.
Right, but everybody else is old. Kyle Anderson, free agent. Mike Conley, old. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Rudy Gobert, he's past his prime.
Karl
Anthony Towns. A little bit past his prime. He still be all right, but he's injury prone. So, you got 2 players, and I'm not sure about their future, man. But as for that series, it was a great series because Luka and Kyrie went in. And Anthony, what Anthony Edwards had to learn this year is what Ja Morant had to learn as well. Shut up.
Yeah.
When you playing vets, they got pride. And the only reason you saw that version of Kyrie because Anthony Edwards called him out. Kyrie was a whole different player in that series. We forgot because he wasn't like that against the Celtics. Kyrie was a beast in that series.
Yeah, he took it personal.
Man,
he took it personal.
Busting their tail. A whole team. Smashing them, you know what I'm saying? All right, man.
He definitely took it personal.
What you say, you got to go to the restroom?
I say he took it personal. What the heck?
I said, hold on, I got to go to the restroom. I said, dang, on the show? Better use that cup one word. We live now.
Right.
Jokes. These jokes, guys. All right, last one. Bro, you good? Okay. Woo, bring it back. All right, has LeBron been given too much?
Not the last one, but go ahead.
Too much rope within
power.
Power. I don't know how it turned out. But anyway, has LeBron been given too much power within the Lakers organization? Answer that. Why I fixed that, bro.
Right. Yeah, you go ahead and fix that. Listen, man. This is what I'll say about LeBron. Not all great players have a say-so on the moves that are made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you want to
Yeah.
talk about power, Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Curry, Shaq, Kareem, Magic, all had influence on and off the court, and that matters in NBA franchises because you don't want to know what it's about, butts in the seats. So they're cash cows. You don't believe me? Jordan said it, it happened. Kobe said it, it happened. Kobe threatened to leave. Guess what they did? They made moves and brought Paul Gasol in, and they ended up winning the championship. Bird, the same way. And look at it. Celtics are a storied franchise. They got the most championships now. Curry. It was Curry that went into the what was it, the Hamptons or whatever it was to pull KD in and make the decisions that he wanted to make. Shaq. Shaq had power on what he wanted and who he wanted and how. Kareem was the same way. Magic also, they had influence on and off the court because it's about money. They were cash cows. So when you look at power and influence, you got to think about the franchise looking at, okay, this person being on my squad is going to bring me this many, no matter what our record is.
Yeah. I'm going to say yes. This is a real debate for you. He has been given too much power. He is the greatest player of this generation by far. It's not even close.
It's not close.
He deserves all the praise he gets. You know, he has been awesome. He has been healthy. I will give him 2 to 3 years max left as a player. You don't change your whole franchise for somebody you got 2 to 3 years, and you don't even know how great he'll be in 2 or 3 years. LeBron never got hurt back in the day. He's been hurt, the last 2 or 3 years? He's gotten hurt at parts of the season, even with that super healthy body. Not long-term injury.
I think they found them injuries, man. I think he throw tantrums.
They could have milked it so he can just have
a
little break. That could be true. Great. But here's why I say he's been given too much power. It's obvious who they're going to pick with their second-round pick, right? His son. And it's because he want to play with his son. Okay, I think Stephen Wonder can see that this man is not an NBA player. Bronny James is not an NBA player. Bryce might be. Bronny is not an NBA player right now. Bronny James' agent, Rich Paul, has said he will not be playing for a two-way team. He will not be playing for a G League
contract.
Team or a two-way contract. So he going to play for the real team. So you going to give up a real spot for somebody's son to pacify the best player who's not what he used to be. He's still great, but he ain't great. He's still good, but he ain't good. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same with what he used to be. Why should they do that? I think the Lakers should look out for the Lakers. You're about to hire a head coach that got his credentials from playing and doing a podcast in the middle of the season while they was talking about coaching and halfway dissing the present coach at the time. It looks like
it's an inside job, brother.
I'm trying to think the best way to say this in a real nice way. It's just like a boo-boo show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just look haywire, man. Look real messy. That's why I say that this is the most piss-poor ran billionaire franchise story organization you ever see. You don't hear this stuff about Boston. You hear the stuff about the Lakers. And it's sad, and I'm going to put it this way, I'll let you go, bro. It's sad when you think about the Boston Celtics, you think about white culture. When you think about the Lakers, you think about black culture. And it's the way we run it. And I ain't saying that's who own the Lakers, but what do you think about you think the Lakers? Black culture. What you think about you think about the Celtics? White culture. And I ain't making it just that base, but you know what it is. And it's like, why they got to be run so bad? You think they going to win a chip in 2 years? I got to answer for that before you even try.
No.
How? But go ahead, bro. Of course, they make some trade.
No, you good.
They'll take a trade for 2 pennies.
Right. I'm going to show you the power that LeBron have, period. Because now there's other franchises talking about, we'll draft Bronny. You know what they're going to draft Bronny for? The hopes of LeBron leaving. So we and depending on who's willing to do it, LeBron might be like, I can do something with that roster. That's power and influence. But as far as the Lakers go, it happens, man. This happens. The only place LeBron didn't get his way in was with the Heat. Everywhere else, he got his way. He got it with Cleveland. He's getting it with L.A. And Pat Riley was like, look, man, we was here before you. We going to be here after you. We straight. We good. So we'll see what the Lakers do, man. The draft is coming up later this month, and we'll see what pop off.
And that was the only place he won more than one championship. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Only place in all them years. All right, man, let's get to the one word of the day. As soon as I find
You leaving out 49ers? That signing?
This one word. No.
Of the day.
Next week.
What Rob was talking about, Brandon Ayuk is holding out against the 49ers. He think they don't want him back. They say they want to have him back, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was about to go in on that one word because, Go ahead with Tank. He the one word.
So I'll let you set this up, bro.
Yo, so last week, if you did not see, like I said a little earlier, Gervonta Tank Davis, they had the pre-fight last Friday, and him and Martin, they talking, they going back and forth. Tank say, you know what, man, I'm gonna drop you in. You know, I'm gonna knock you out in 9 rounds. You ain't this. You trying to be tough. You acting. Yeah. Well, this is what it ended up at the end, and we gonna let it play. And the reason he the one word today, not because something bad, because he walked what he was talking. That's the one word for you. Let's get it.
He made a video about it. I'd like to see it. Here it goes.
Here it goes.
I got you. You're gonna see about it.
All that talk.
This is the same knockout, folks. Just different angles.
Here's the corner. Frank should not be in there. We were talking about that. He's just setting himself up for big trouble here. There's the uppercut, and there's the left hand. Wow.
Undefeated WBA lightweight champion of the world, Gervonta Tank Davis.
I would say that brother stood on business. Go ahead, bro.
10 toes down, you hear me?
10 toes down.
Look, man, one of the best shots from this past weekend was that backflip still shot. Him upside down. That's the reason we edited the way that we did for that back. And I know Tank Davis was still up there, but that was what. Go look it up. Tank Davis backflip, how they caught him and upside down the way they did. Can you imagine just being knocked out and looking up and this one word? That is so disrespectful. That's his tradition. Yeah. But the one word of the day is Tank Davis standing on business, telling this man, I'm going to knock you out in 9, but he really did it in 8, then did the backflip, took it, and they talked all their noise. But it was a great fight. Had Tank not knocked them out, guess who was ahead of that fight? Because Tank got started late. Like, first 6 rounds was all Martin.
Yeah.
Frank was putting the pause on him, and then next thing you know, them body shots caught up with him from Tank to Martin, and he said it in his corner. You all right? I'm good. Them body shots, though. That was that man. You can hear it audibly. Tell him, oh, no, I'm good. Them body shots, though. Yeah. And Gervonta kept catching him with them body shots, and then he went night-night.
Yeah, man. So, Tank Davis, you are the one word of the day. You stood on business, man.
Yeah, man.
Put that boy to sleep.
Put him to night-night. Yo, listen, man, have you ever thought, I really enjoy what these guys are doing this podcast. How can I help support them? How can I be a blessing to them? It's real simple. Hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification button. If you've been watching the show today, for my sneaker peekers who, come in and really don't say nothing, we appreciate you too. You know what we call y'all? Silent partners. Because silent partners don't really say too much, but they watch and they make sure everything's going all right. Hit that like button if you haven't did it yet. Subscribe. If you already hit the subscribe button, don't do it again. One word, you're going to unsubscribe. Think about it. Or hit the notification, because sometimes we do impromptus. We got to come on early. We got to come on late. We got to just come on. Something might pop off, but we just need to come on here and get it off our chest. So that is one way that you can support us. You can also, slide some cash into the pockets. You dig what I'm saying? Cash App, not the same podcast, not the same podcast.com/support. If you go to our website, things are going to start changing over there. It's going to be some revamping. You're going to start seeing articles from me and my boy over here. We're trying to get our article game up in our, I guess you could say media game up when it comes to articles and writing the things that him and I both love when it comes to this beautiful thing of sports. You dig what I mean? We want to thank everybody that support us on a regular basis. Another way that you can support us, Tell her one word about us. We doing some things, man. You might not like the sports show. Come back tomorrow when we do Faith and Music. We be talking about some real topics. Last week's topic, guess what we talked about? Why do people stay in toxic relationships? Ask yourself that question. That's the type of stuff where we going because we trying to help people. We having a good time in the name of the Lord. You dig what I mean?
Man, with that, I'm C-Micah. That boy said it all. I can't say that boy didn't leave no meat on the bone. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Be here at 6.
Christ lives in us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power, so we he's showing out, that's why we